We have a 5-minute clip of some 4-on-4. I got two simple themes, natural consequences of what you just saw right there. Lack of communication on defense leads to a quick offensive possession. Naturally, the kids are subbing in, so it's not that big a deal. But one of the things we see is it's just good to let kids fail. And naturally, this is an environment I think this quarter was not keeping score. But for kids to see, oh, I didn't communicate, and I guess that was mine to do, or I did dribble too much and there was a turnover, whatever it might be. So natural consequences are just something, it's good for parents to do. It's good for coaches to do, is to just let their kids see failure and have enough freedom to fail. The second thing is stretching their boundaries. We've already seen, I think, 2 to 3 3-point shots. Probably another one coming here, but stretching their boundaries and learning in real time. It's an example. My son there just shooting an air ball that he kind of waited to shoot, and you can hear underneath my voice probably me giving the feedback of don't slow down on your jumper, shoot it immediately. Because if not, you'll shoot an air ball. Well, that's good time to get that feedback because the air ball just happened. So natural consequences and stretching your boundaries. Guys taking people one-on-one, maybe giving them a little bit of feedback with screens or slip screens or whatever it might be. As most of you know, we shoot just one shot for 2 points. Really one shot just to keep the game moving so that there's a semi-break in the action. Guys can regroup a little bit. But on the whole, we want to keep the thing moving and increase action. You have 40 minutes to play, 48 minutes to play total. A lot of times you play 20-minute halves and guys see minimal opportunities. So I like increasing the action as much as possible, and especially meaningful action there. You'll see Chris makes a nice little three there, and my feedback is still look at his rhythm. Nice rhythm, Chris. Everything involved there. So kids just seeing what works and doesn't in the context of a game is so much more important. They need that kind of feedback, whether it's on spacing or whatever else. Sometimes fouls are missed. They keep moving. They keep playing. That's what they would do on their own. That's what they do here. You see kids. I see kids a lot in 4-on-4. Naturally, some kids have a better feel for man-to-man defense, but they really do a good job helping and recovering from each other because they're forced to. You see there's some back and forth action. I think there's about 15 seconds that goes by, a lot of times max, before the next shot is taken. And that's what we're looking for, is as many shots as possible in game-like context. I don't think the intensity is through the roof, but it's still good enough for kids to take risks and recognize that different shots aren't that big a deal, and we want them to shoot as many of them. And you can tell by the kids themselves that he missed one, but there'll be another one coming soon, and it takes the pressure off a shot. But in basketball, there's often a scarcity of resources, where kids realize there's not a lot of shots to go around, and if there's not a lot of shots to go around, they become more precious commodities, so they don't want to share them. Stretching, left-hand scoop shots, 3-point shots, whatever it might be, we want kids to really stretch their boundaries and go for it. I encourage kids over and over and over, do something you haven't done before, go for it. This is the spot for you. This is the place for you to do so. Whether it's on defense or on offense, nice little shot there, same thing. So we have about a minute left in total. I'll calculate it up, but the amount of shots, you can tell in the last 40 seconds, I believe there's been 3 to 4, which is exactly what we're looking for. Another thing to keep in mind is that the defensive rotations, you can tell, giving kids the opportunity to switch or not switch, and there they did a couple really nice switches and then missed one. Same thing. Maybe they didn't communicate as well, but by enabling him to fail, they're in a much better place. And it's difficult to make them fail if you're trying to help them win the game. But if winning is not the primary thing, then the failure is not a big deal at all. Minimal breaks, maximal opportunities. It's not everything, but it's certainly vital. And I think you can see in just 5.5 minutes of play how much more opportunity they get. Enjoy the game. That's where it's at.